Hey there, kids. Welcome to another episode of the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha, and it's Friday. We made it through a week, you guys. Good stuff, and finished the week strong. We're going to continue working on the Shiki's back skirt. I want to show you what I did on the front skirt a little bit. Put in one little detail that I think just kind of takes it over the top, and I think brings this whole skirt, front skirt together. Pretty happy with it, and I'll show you guys here in a moment. So real quick first, make sure that you go and sign up for to get notified when the Child of Mecha store goes live. That will be next week. I'm looking probably at the end-ish of next week, but that will have a nice big old fat discount when you get the email notification for that. So definitely go sign up for those notifications and everything. So, and also don't forget to go buy your... Mainly because they're really good. So anyway, all right. So with that being said, let's get caught up with the chat here real quick. Andrew is with us. I know Bill is with us as well, and Burke, Drunken Barbarian Workshop. Let's see. Bill made a post about those Singer style tweezers that are, I guess, the copycat takeover of these guys, the Ek Tools tweezers that I know and love. And from what it sounds like in Bill's comment, it's not a good thing. So let's take a look. Let me open up the community here, and let's take a looky look. Here we go. All right, let's go to here. All right, so Bill says, okay, looks like my post went missing on this. Yeah, the community does that. I don't know, YouTube, get your shit together. Anyway, he says, let me start by saying I am sorry for even mentioning the Singer tweezers. Ooh, that comes out of the gate hot. Yes, they are based on the same design. However, the quality is just not there. The jaws, or whatever they are called, are square and blockish, as well as poorly aligned. A very poor design for fine detail work like we want to use them for. Now you could modify them with a Dremel, but at the price point they are at, you would expect something that works out of the package, sure. He says you can still find some old stock of the Ek Tools tweezers, though not many sellers have much in stock. Sometimes you can find it in pink. Ooh. The picture below has some in stock but unknown quantities. Failing that, there are some possible alternatives like Teal Tools, Purple Moose Designs, Gina K Designs, and Hanosan. But yeah, there's the let's see. Yeah, there's the picture. TailoredExpression.com. I know he pasted it in the YouTube chat. Okay, so there, I guess, is Tailored Expression. Very similar. Yeah, this the Ek Tools has a bit more curve, it looks like. And well, no. Okay, no, it's the same one. Yeah, same one there. Yeah, virtually the same there. Yeah. Gina K Designs. There you go. So maybe Ek Tools is just a rebrand or something. Man, those are sharp as hell. Those are sharp as hell. Man, oh man. Okay, good call there, Bill. Good call. Excellent. So, you guys, if you were wondering about the Singer brand tweezers, that we were talking about, I think a couple weeks ago. There you go. Avoid, 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 it would seem. So, Bill, thank you for the heads up. Good call on that, buddy. Let's see. Andrew says, I'll have to pick up a few of the ones you linked if they're any good, Bill. Definitely, yeah. Let's see. Nightfall is with us. What's going on? He says, I'm a bit laggy. Sometimes that happens, Nightfall. Refresh the stream or exit and come back usually fixes the deal. A lot of people have complained about that, and it usually is on the YouTube side of things. Right now, I'm not dropping any frames. My signal is really, really good. So, yeah, I'm guessing it's probably going to be on the YouTube side of things. Anywho, let's see, Bill, or Andrew said, Bill linked some reverse action tweezers. I've been looking for a new pair. Going to be looking for saw blades that fit in craft knives too. For that, Andrew, what I would probably say is go with these Olfa ones. Let's go camera 2 so you can see them. These guys right here, right? Oh, that's upside down. Son of a bitch, sorry about that. Yeah, so these right here, these are really, really good. These fit in the Olfa knives and honestly any standard hobby knife, but they're, oof, come on, get in there. But there's the design. Really, very, very nice blades. You know, typical Olfa quality. Can't go wrong. You can get them on Amazon. So yeah, really good stuff there. So KB4-NS, that is the product number. Obviously the 3, it represents the number of blades in this particular package. So you get 3 of them there. And honestly, I mean, for as little as I use them, I've had them for years and years and years. So they're really good. Really, really good. Let's see. Burke says Tamiya makes some nice ones. I know Tim showed us some as well. Yes. Yes, they do. Their reverse action tweezers leave a lot to be desired, though, unfortunately. I can't say that I'm a fan of them. These guys right here, just the jaws are clunky and the pressure is not where I'd like it to be for the grip of the you know, the hold there. So yeah, I'm not too much a fan of those style. Now, mind you, yes, Tamiya makes some other tweezers that are probably fantastic, but those they do not get the Child of Mecha seal of approval. Andrew has answered the question of the day, actually with 2. And if you didn't see the question of the day is, what do you think is the most underrated model and why? So give us your answers, kids. Let's go. Andrew says, if it wasn't for the fact that it's a P Bandai kit, I'd say the Stormbringer PF. There's enough parts in there to build the full armor variant in the gray color if it's any other kit. Any kit using the RX-78 GM 2.0 frame. Decent. I mean, would you say that that's underrated, though? Because I think definitely I think the Stormbringer and the GM 2.0 frames, things like that, are very highly rated. Just saying. I'm just saying. Just making a point. But those are still very, very good kits. There's no doubt about it. Very good. Let's see, Charles, Mr. Greek Nakos, he's over there on Twitch. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Hope your week has been going well. Bashing heads and knights and stuff like that, maybe? Charles does that type of thing. Fucking cool. Burke says, Tamiya makes some nice saws as well. There you go. Gio's with us. What's going on, Gio? He says, hello, everyone. Happy Friday. My birthday is Monday, but my wife wants to celebrate today. So by the time the stream is over, I'm going to be extremely drunk. Oh, my God. I like where this is going already. Drunk Geo in the chat. Let's fucking go. I want to hear more conspiracy theories about, Bandai's wish list and portals and things like that. I want to hear it all, Gio. Let's go. Get sauced, son. Let's get it. Let's see. Nightfall says also, Tim, happy late Father's Day. Oh, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. He says, I didn't manage to greet earlier dealing with high school right now. Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, it's a lot, right? Kelvin Branham, he's with us. Hello, peoples. Let's fart together as one. There we go. And Bill, of course, is with us. He says, howdy, y'all. Just got back. Only one I know is good is the Ek Tools one. And here is a link with them in stock. And he gave the tailoredexpressions.com. Let's see. Andrew says, I added a post to the community with the preview of what I want to do with the full armor Gundam and the GM Sniper 2 leg thrusters. Excellent. Let's see. Let's go back to the community. Search for, or sort by newest. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, Andrew. Here we go. Let's take a look. All right, so Andrew says in his post here, just a preview of what I'm thinking for my GM builds. Just used the GM Sniper 2 for the thruster cover. I'll be modifying the leg armor off the FA781 to accommodate the rear thrusters instead of the single little thruster on the original model. My initial thought with the build inside from modifying the legs and omitting the cannon on the backpack was to keep the armor fully removable. That's a good call. That's not going to work out, sadly. Womp womp. As the lower calf armor would be mostly removed on the process of adapting it for that cover. So I think I'm going to make the extra armor more like the GM Cannon 2, where the armor can't be removed. It also means I can make a backpack with more thrust by using a GM2 backpack that could still theoretically use the cannon. Okay, well, let's take a look at the pictures here. All right, so that's obviously the GM Sniper 2 back of the leg, and he took the thruster cowl off of there. Okay, and we put it onto the full armor. I dig it. And there's kind of what it looks like. Does it go? YouTube, it doesn't expand. Stupid YouTube. So we can't see if there's a bottom or not. It probably got cut off, Andrew. I'm sorry about that, buddy. But I dig it. I dig it so far, and by the looks of it, it's almost the perfect shape. Obviously, you can cut this tab off, or make a slot for that tab, either or. I think that would look really, really cool. Now, so let me see. I'm not familiar with the full armor 7.8 myself, so I'm trying to see if I can figure out how this armor goes on, right? And is it the full? It looks like it's the full length of the leg, maybe. And it looks like the seam is like right there, and it kind of goes someplace. I don't know where. So I'm almost wondering, like, why couldn't... I know you had mentioned that you can't keep this removable. What, did I miss the reasoning behind it? It's not going to work out, sadly, as the lower calf armor would be mostly removed on the process of adapting it for that cover. Okay. So instead of adapting the armor for the cover, maybe adapt the cover for the armor. Just a thought. Just a thought. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work out. I'm just throwing shit at a wall. Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea if that'll work. So, yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Anywho. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Good start. Good start. All right, let's go back camera 1. Let's see. Charles says, I did very well at Wednesday practice. There we go. Beat the shit. I know he beat the shit out of people. Just ramsacked people. I know it. I don't know it, but I know it in my heart. Bill answered the question of the day. Underrated has to be the high 2M Rick Dom. I love it. I love that answer. Because it is 1/60th scale. Everyone is disappointed since it isn't a perfect grade with all that detail. But the reason it is great is it's a blank canvas. Yeah. Oh, shit. I didn't highlight Bill. There. Sorry, Bill. Yes, 100% I agree with that. 100% I agree with that. And I have a high 2M Dom. He's up at the top of the closet. You guys can't see him, but he's up there. He is a big boy. A big, big boy. When I first got him back in the day, he had already been out of print for several years at that point. And I think I dropped, I want to say I dropped 150, 200 bucks on him, something like that. It was a really good price, you know, even back in the day. Yeah, just I opened it up and I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, this is massive. Like the leg armor was like this big. It's just huge, huge. Anyway, that's a great answer right there. Let's see. Bill says I'm using the hexagonal housing for the Dom myself. Andrew says it is the full length of the lower leg. It comes in 5 parts. Okay. Andrew says that might work, Tim. I'd have to see what I'm working with when I build the Gundam itself. That's fair. That's fair. You know, Andrew, the other thing, don't discount that you could probably maybe use magnets or something in there. You know, or you can attach that cowling to one part and then it just kind of lay on top of the other parts. So it doesn't have to necessarily be, you know, connected to all the parts of, you know, that lower leg armor. So just, again, throwing out ideas. So, yeah, just a thought. Anywho, Gio answered the question of the day. He says, this is not a kit, but those option sets that Bandai did for the F91 series. He says, I did an F91 Mars unit with one of those option sets. They went from A to Z. That kit turned out awesome. I remember those little sets. Yeah. And outside of the Hazel components that you could get as added sets, I don't remember Bandai ever issuing, you know, like option sets like that. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be one-offs here and there, but you know, kind of as a whole series of option sets, I don't remember Bandai ever doing that. Because I remember them releasing, what was it, some of the backpacks and things like that for the Hazel units, like the Herdudu, or however you say it. Herdudu, it's fun to say. But yeah, I don't remember Bandai ever issuing added sets like that for anything else. So yeah, those were really cool. I mean, obviously I've never built one, but those were pretty interesting. Those were pretty interesting. Yeah. Anywho, Bill says Strike Gundam also had option sets. Did they? I vaguely remember that now that you say that. Didn't they have like some backpacks options or something like that, Bill? I don't know. One of the oddball backpacks. Not like the ones that actually came in any of the kits or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I vaguely remember that now that you say it. Gio says, let me see if I can find that kit. I will post pics. No modifications made. There you go. Cubit on Scale Models says, hello. Welcome. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Mr. Chris Reniger is with us. He says, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Chris? Andrew says, magnets were my first thought, although adapting the while thruster, I don't know, cover into the extra armor rather than making it so that the extra armor just sits around the outside of it. Okay, so did you want to incorporate those thrusters to the main model itself? Or is it just going to be part of, like, added parts of the armor? I don't know. I'm just trying to get my head wrapped around it, right? Anyway, let's see. Burke says Strike does have option sets. They also had option sets for the high grade something for with Mars, Saturn, etc. IBO has had option sets. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Well, learn something new every day, I guess, right? Michael Dawson's with us. What's going on, Mike? He says, I'm currently sitting in my new house! Yay! Yay! That's awesome, Mikey. Congratulations, buddy. That is really, really cool. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. That's a big step. That's a big step. For those of you that have never bought a house, holy shit, is it a lot. It's a lot of just bullshit that you got to go through. But then once you get into your new place and you just sit down, fuck, it's rewarding. It really is. But then you got to think about your mortgage and insurance and electricity and water and sewage, trash pickup. It's a lot too. But for that first few moments, man, it feels really fucking good. So, great job, Mikey. Great job. Very proud of you, man. That's a big step. It's a big, big step. Awesome. Well done. Well done. Let's see. Bill says, yes, each one had a backpack and the weapons. I think there were 4 or 5 total ones. That many. Holy shit, man. That's crazy. I don't remember those. Of course, I mean, I'm not huge into Seed, Gundam Seed. I do love the designs and everything, and I actually do have 2 of the Strike. I have the Strike Rouge and the regular Ale Strike sitting up here, inherited, obviously, but yeah, I have those. I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got from Gundam Seed. Yeah, the other ones were like high grades and stuff like not even high grades, but the no grade 1/100 kits from back in the day when they first came out, and I just bought those for kit bash fodder and stuff because they were super cheap. Yeah, see, I don't remember the weapon sets. I'll be darned. Anyway, Brandon's with us. Hey, everyone. What's going on, Brandon? Good to see you, buddy. Briggsy, he says, how's working on other content been going? So far, so good. We got this guy mounted and ready to go for talking heads and stuff like that. So for those of you that missed yesterday's stream, this actually made its first appearance, and people were asking, and I had to go into, explanation mode. But this is a ring light that I've had for years and years and years. I used to use it for work, for like testimonials and stuff. And then I had the light, the arm that it's connected to. I had this. This actually held the camera in the old house, the overhead camera in the old house. So popped the ring light onto the arm, got the ball head sitting in here to the cold shoe of the ring light, got my T7 He's all wired, hardwired power. He's got a dummy battery unit in here that I used to use for streaming. And then that's all running up it's all connected on the nice and neat to the arm, over to where it's mounted on the wall, run down. I have a new power strip under there. So yeah, that's all looking really, really good. I can swing it out of the way. It's perfect. It's awesome. I can extend it up out of the way as well. So yeah, really good stuff there. And then I have been experimenting earlier today. So been experimenting with this little guy, and he's just a little foldable tripod by I think this was Niwer. It's either Niwer or Ulanzi, I forget which. You know, one of the Chinese, cheapo photography gear companies that actually make pretty good stuff, right? I bought some magnetic plates here for the phone, and bloop, just like that. So I've been experimenting with doing like close-up video of working and stuff like that. So that's yeah. I think I see some really good value in that. So maybe for future tutorials and things, that will be a big part of it. So yeah, baby steps, man, baby steps. Right now I'm more focused on getting the store up and running. That's been taking up the bulk of my time here lately. And if you guys didn't see the story that I posted, I learned very recently of all of the Titans test team insignia that exist. I had no idea that there were so many Titans test team insignia that were canon, right? That were official. Until I looked and actually saw, I think it was Dengeki Hobby that posted all of them as official insignia. And I'm like, holy shit. So I'm busy recreating all of them for the store because you guys like the Titans test team insignia stuff, because those were, I think, 2 and 3. They were most of the top 10 in sales on the old store. So lean into it, I guess, right? So, but here's my favorite one. Let me show you here real quick. I posted about this. I posted about this on my Instagram story here last night, and this is the Heisenflay. I love that, and I'm obviously redrawing it from scratch, and so that's it has some of the shapes, especially in the wing and the lower, like I guess the hair and stuff, the wings and all that. I haven't started working on the helmet yet, so that's all still kind of original image, but it's not vectored yet, but the wings and everything under that are at this point. So still some work to do on that, but this is by far one of the more difficult logos to recreate, so or insignia I should say. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome having that on a shirt. I'll be straight with you. I'm very much looking forward to it. And so I've, like I said, I've been working a lot on the store here, get that going and everything. So yeah. Excuse me. Burke, he says high grade build fighters / build divers and rise. Gotcha. Chris says, question of the day. Most underrated kit? I don't. Gun tank? Great build, fun to modify, doesn't get enough love. I totally fucking agree with that. Totally agree with that. I would actually love, maybe a future type of thing, love to modify the master grade gun tank, or maybe just build my own version rather than, you know, rather than copping the whole master grade model to do it. Maybe buy like you know, like a larger, less expensive, like a Merkava tank model. You know, maybe 135th, 148th if they make it. I don't know, something along those lines. But something like that, and then getting some other model of choice. I'm looking at you, Jesta. And maybe making that the upper body. That would be dope as fuck, now that I'm really thinking about it. Or, now that I'm thinking about it even more, let's go camera one while I kind of hash this out in my head here. The gun tank has a very interesting design for its tracks, right? While the Merkava is really a fucking cool looking ass tank, it's got general purpose, you know, looking design of its treads and everything. What I'm thinking is like one of those old, I forget what country made them. I think it was Germany back in World War I. One of those like trench buster tanks and it was like basically all tanks and cannons on the side. That would be cool as a base for the tracks. Or, and this would be a lot more work, or just do something by scratch. And I'm almost thinking, like, if you guys remember G.I. Joe from back in the day, like the Cobra Hiss tanks, though, that design of the treads on there, those would be cool as fuck too. Oh man. See, now you guys got me thinking about it. Chris, I blame you. This is your fault. Because the gun tank is a cool concept, but it is obviously very retro. Ah, man. Yeah. Fuck a duck. Anyway. I mean, what are you going to do at that point, right? What are you going to do? So, anywho, all right. Let's see. Nightfall says, congrats to the new house from Mikey. That's big. Let's see. Bill says, Ailstrike had a winged backpack gun and shield launcher strike and had a cannon. Shoulder shield and backpack, there was sword strike with a massive sword, a boomerang thing, and backpack. I remember those. They sold those separately now that you say that. Yes. Shit, I completely forgot about those. I completely forgot about those. Huh. Burke says, congrats to Mikey. Let's see. Andrew says, the thruster were going to be built into the leg of the GM on the GM Sniper 2 and have the thruster cover as regular armor, but having the cover into the full armor package seems like a better choice. Just, I mean, yeah, just putting it out there. You know, it could be like a upgrade, almost like the full burner unit for the GPO-1. Just a thought. Mikey says, thanks. Andrew says, congrats on the new house, Mikey. Hell yeah. Bill says, hey, Brandon, did that pack? Okay. Burke says, Bill, I think it's Striker, Lightning, and Divine packs. I have the metal build options. Sweet. Cupid says, I was able to build the house where I lived while married. It's awesome. Holy shit. Talk about rewarding. Like, you actually build the house. Like, that's on a different level. I'm talking about just buying a house, you know, that some other dipshit lived in, you know what I mean? But building it, that's the dream, right? And it's like, even if you know, contracted it out, that's still your house. No one's ever owned it. That's yours. That's big. And then, now mind you, if you were to build it yourself, like back in the day, like, holy crap, like you could literally live in that thing for years and years and years and be like, yep, I built it myself. You know, like that is a flex beyond flexes, in my opinion. So, yeah, either way, it's fucking cool. Either way, that's fucking cool. Let's see. Let's see. Mikey says, fenced off a small area for the doggos, moved the boat. You have a boat? Into the garage and got all the mattresses moved in. Well, yeah, you definitely need a good night's sleep. That's important. Kelvin, I tell you what, guys, I am fucking jealous of Kelvin. Kelvin does model railroading. He kind of explained that over the past couple streams, and I had some questions and stuff, and he was really nice enough to DM me on Instagram earlier today about his whole model railroading setup. And when I say that it is impressive, I am vastly underrating the impressiveness of it. Kelvin, do I have your can I show everybody like what you sent me? Because I think there's definitely, some folks that would kind of doo-doo their pants over what you sent me earlier, man. Because I'll tell you what, guys, it is beyond just impressive. Like, I'm super jealous, honestly. I thought my studio was nice, right? But like, Kelvin's on a whole different plane of existence on this thing. But yeah, Kelvin, let me know if I can show everybody, because I don't want to just be like, hey, here's what Kelvin said. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. Brandon says, he's talking to Bill. Julius is with us. What's going on, Jay? Let's see. Briggsy says, you don't have to worry about copyright, do you, with the Titans test team? So, it's one of those gray areas with Bandai. They don't really go after people like that. Like, especially with like model kits and stuff like that, they tend to turn the other cheek, which is pretty good, right? So, yeah, and like you see some of especially like the third-party decal makers just go hog wild on the official designs and stuff like that. So yeah, back in the day, never heard a peep out of Bandai. And then people still do, put official logos on all the shit. So yeah, I mean, Bandai's, like I said, Bandai has a tendency to look the other way simply because it's promoting their products. So they kind of have that mindset, if you will, So, yeah. Andrew says, ooh, I'm going to have to get that shirt. Yeah. Hoodie. Everything. Yeah. Gio says, I posted pics of the F91 Mars unit, the backpack, and the twin beam cannon are option parts. Kelvin says, Tim, what are your ideas? Oh, this is a question that Kelvin had earlier. I forgot about this.
We have a question.
There we go. All right, so he wants to know what are the ideas for the Shiki display base, or will an idea come to mind close to finish? No, I actually have something in mind. So what I'm kind of thinking about is going in a kind of similar direction as the airdrop base, right? Now, if you guys don't remember, on the bottom of the base on airdrop, I have this image of just terrain, random terrain, from an aerial top-down point of view. And then what I did was I put a circular motion blur kind of, toward the center, like literally like it's falling through the air, literally air dropping, right? And the effect works so well. Like, people always commented about the base more than the model itself. I had one gentleman at an IPMS event. He was just like, man, I can't look at that. I'll get vertigo. he was just like, that's so amazing that you thought about that. I'm like, it just seemed right. I don't know. So doing something similar to that, and what I'm thinking is, since this is a themed speed build, right? Have kind of a space, kind of a colony, kind of going in the background, like heavy motion blur. Like you can, stars out in the distance, but the colony being closer, or whatever machinery, maybe a ship, I don't know, something mechanical closer to the viewer, and then that just being heavily motion blurred, and then also having kind of like those effect parts coming out of the thrusters and everything. I think that would look really, really freaking cool, and definitely go hard on the theme and really sell that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. Chris says, sorry, I'm retarded sometimes. I think gun tank. Don't know how I effed that up. It's all good, Chris. I can read chat. Big Terp is with us. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. High grade goof. Nice Xeon bulk that fits in the hand nicely, unlike the Dom, which is just too big and hence not dense enough, right? Very cool, very cool. Let's see. Burke says Motor King also made a Zaku and Magellan tanks, which was cool. Interesting. Briggsy says making Gundam themed merch like Xeon ranks and things like that would be cool to get some Xeon rank patches. Interesting. Huh. I don't know if I can do patches or not. I'll have to see, because that's a great idea. Let's see. Chris says, I think you're thinking of the Mark V tank, British. Maybe. Was that the old one with the weird tracks and everything? That might have been. Bill's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, any chance you can add the blue bone unit insignia? It's a scythe with 13 on it. They were the only North American Dom squadron. Bill, can you send me, can you find that logo and send it to me? Because I'm not sure which one that is. I've probably seen it before. Like, I am deeply entrenched with, Gundam, symbology and things like that. But just based off of the description that you have, I'm not seeing it in my head. You know what I mean? So if you can send me that, I'll definitely take a look at it. Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. Chris says, you're welcome. Mike's got a question here as well.
We have a question.
Why not use the Hunter Killer tank model from the Terminator 2? Oh, shit. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's a cool base too, right? That would be dope as shit. Yeah. Now, mind you, I don't know when or if this project will ever get off the ground. Like, a remixed gun tank. Yeah, to go along with the remixed RX-78 or a remixed gun cannon. Son of a bitch. Damn it. I don't know. I don't know when this is going to happen or if, but just good to keep up in the mental Rolodex, right? Let's see. Big Turf says England in World War I. Okay. Hence Warhammer 40K tanks looking like them with the parallelogram or whatever shaped tracks. Okay. I knew it was like a World War I, but I didn't remember what country had that, right? Nightfall says, to be honest, I think Gun Tank would be one of, if not the only mobile suit that would work in real life. I mean, kinda, yeah, right? Julia says, I wish they would print the Gundam Hathaway X Guns N' Roses collab on a t-shirt. Yeah, that one I'm not going to try because Guns N' Roses, not going to try that one. Let's see. Big Terp says, "Are we talking Rod Stewart levels of railroading?" I mean, yeah, heavy. Cubit says, "My late father-in-law knew about construction. I owe that to him. He was a great man, kind of like father to me. And yes, it's really rewarding." Holy shit! So you actually built it with your two? Fuck me, that is insane. That is awesome. Holy shit, man. Wow. Okay. Bill says, "Link to the various insignias in UC." Let me, shit. And I can't click it on the universal chat. Let me find it, here. So it's, okay, so it's on the web archive. What is this? What did it archive? Oh, side 7 at Gundam.com. Okay. Yeah, I remember that back in the day. All right, let me see. I'll give it some time to populate here. Let's see. Okay, here's a list of squad emblems. Hang on, you guys. Blue Bone. There it is. As long as it's not blue balls. God, that would be weird, right? Fuck, it's not available. It's a 503 error bill. Shit. So yeah, that ain't gonna work. The web archive there. Good in practice, but yeah, it's 503'd out. Womp womp. So anyway, Kelvin says, "Yes, please do. Model building is for." Oh shit. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right, so you guys, let me get Kelvin's DM pulled up here. One moment. Let's see. There it is. Holy shit. Like, you guys don't even know. All right. Okay. So, let's go camera 2. This man built a whole ass shed for his railroad and model building and stuff. And he said, "Kelvin, what is the dimension on this?" I think it's like 48 feet long by like 12 or 18 feet wide. This man built a whole ass building. And I can't get over it. How awesome this is. And let me show you, what was it? 48 by 16 is what Kelvin, the dimensions. And holy crap, dude. Oh, come on. Full screen? No. Fuck. Anyway, this is Kelvin's railroad setup. Let's get it out of the oh, come on. Yeah, look at that. Kelvin's got a whole ass town in his whole ass building for railroading and shit. Like, this is definitely on a complete different level. Like, what the hell? I am so freaking impressed by all of this. This is his train layout, right? So he's got it in like an L shape, so there's no like weird empty kind of middle spaces that you can hardly get to. Yeah. Holy shit, dude. Like, yeah, I'm supremely impressed, jealous. Like, I want a whole ass building for my model making and woodworking and shit like that. Like, that is the dream, dude. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. It just, when he sent me that, yeah, my jaw dropped instantly. Hang on, camera 1. Yeah, like my jaw dropped to the floor. I was like one of those cartoons where they're like, you know. when I saw that, and you know, he typed in the message. He says 48 by 16. I'm like, feet. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, wow, dude. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible stuff, Kelvin. Yeah. Be proud of that, man. Be proud of that. I would be. Yeah, super envious. I'm not gonna lie. Super envious. Let's see. Burke says we need to do a studio stream night to show, discuss, and talk about your building spaces, what you use to organize, setups, custom built cabinets, lighting, all of it. That'll probably be more of a video, kind of like a, you know, like a studio tour, rather than a stream. Because there is a way to connect the phone camera to the stream, but I haven't tried it this go round, so I don't know how that would work. Yeah, I think that'll be like a more of a long form video, kind of like the end of this new studio series, something like that. So Bill says to Burke, oof, not one I will be participating in. My workspace is literally a storage unit. I mean, where you can, you know what I mean? Where you can. Andrew says, sadly, that isn't a complete list of insignia, Bill. It's missing Jack the Reaper's unit and a few Fetty Ace pilots. I have, I think, most of the Fetty Ace pilots insignia. There's a few that I still need to digitize, but I have a lot of them, like a lot of them. So, yeah, they were on the old shop. They'll be on the new shop as well. So, yeah. Chris says, I built the Motor King Zaku tank. Well, tried. Everything was warped, and I used it for lots of kit bashing after I gave up. Oh, that blows, dude. That sucks. Sorry, Chris. Yeah, Bill says it is in the archive I linked to. Oh, yeah. We tried. Let's see. Burke says I posted the Zaku tank in the community for everyone. Let's take a looky look, shall we? I do love that you guys are using the community. It is really nice. Ooh, there's the Mars unit that Geo linked to. We'll take a look at that here in a second. Burke, I don't see your post. Fuck, did the community eat another post? Probably. Let me refresh it just to make sure. Yeah, motherfucker, I don't see it. Well, let me search by newest again. Hold on. Yeah, I don't see it. So I don't know what happened. The community has a tendency to eat posts sometimes, but here, let's real quick take a look at Geo's master grade F91 Mars unit. Look at that. That's a cool, I like the color combo. Hell yeah. Ooh. Well, shit. F91, I was not familiar with your game, but now I am. Holy crap, that's cool. That backpack is cool as shit, I'm not gonna lie. Damn, that's definitely kind of giving me kind of like a reminiscent of like the Tall Geese backpack in a way, right? That's cool. Nice little double gun shield thing going on. Look at that big old head sensor crest thing right there. Holy crap. Yeah, Gio, that's cool, man. Nice work on that. I love the colors. Wait, is that a spike? What? Yeah, what? Why are there spikes on an F91? Like, I don't hate it, but still, like, what the hell? That's wild to me. Oh, the shoulders are different. Oh, I just noticed that. Holy crap, what? What happened with this F91? Why are the shoulders different? Is that how it's supposed to be? I'm not familiar with the F91 and its variants, as you know, plainly seen here. Holy crap. That's crazy, dude. All right, let's go back to number one here. Let's see, Burke says it's old school type of model. Takes some work to get it to fit, but still it is master grade scale and cheap, so it's nice for what it is. There you go. Let's see. Bill says I send it to you on Instagram. All right, cool. Let's take a looky look here. Let's take a looky look. Bill. I have seen that logo, yeah. Or, fuck, insignia. I have seen that insignia. Okay. I'm going to have to see if I can get maybe a higher res version of it somewhere. Yeah, I'll have to go looking for that. Because it would be cool to have like all of the weird unit insignia kind of on shirts and stuff like that, just for people. It could be interesting. So yeah, I'll have to take a look, maybe for a higher res version or something like that, Bill. Yeah, Burke says, gosh dang, Kelvin, right? Chris says, is that HO scale? Andrew, holy shit, Kelvin, that's amazing. Yeah. Cubit says, whoa, those are some big sheds and train. Yeah, for real, right? Mike Dawson says, now put some Gundam, now put some ground type mobile suits in that diorama. There you go. Burke says, is the shed inside the train model, right? Are we in the same room? Julia says, nice work, Kelvin. Looks great. Yeah, holy crap. Big Terp, this is a nice little comment. He says, nice. Does he do one of those like Christmas charity train displays? That would be kind of cool to, you know, maybe try to open it up to people every now and then. That would be kind of a nice idea, but I don't know if it's, you know, feasible or not, but yeah. Chris says, I love trains and the HO scale. I would build it, paint it, detail it, then instantly make the train crash and make accidents because I can. That is morbid, dude, but I love it at the same time. Andrew says, Kelvin's got me thinking of adding some crashed trains to the Dio for the GM team now. Oh man. Let's see. Brandon says, I think we should do the studio idea, but you let other people jump on the stream and show their studios. That's interesting. But yeah, the problem, or I shouldn't say problem, but the challenge with that is to take the feed and literally walk it around the space. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Burke says, yeah, I was thinking everyone to get involved, maybe post pictures on the community page. Yeah, I mean, that's definite. 100%. We could do something like that. That would not be a challenge. Bill says, I think if you put a link in your post, it will be auto-deleted, at least based on my experience. What the fuck? And see, there's no settings to turn that off either, which sucks. That sucks. Andrew says, and from what I've been reading, I kind of want to expand my Fetty Ace pilots. I have made a custom Lido Wolf GM sniper. Nice. The God of Death. Lido Wolf. Lido Wolf had the most kill count in the UC era, from what I remember. Yeah, he had the highest kill count. That's why they called him the God of Death. Fucking cool insignia, man. I actually bought a shirt with his insignia back in the day. I think I might have to do that again because cool as fuck. Anyway. And got the P Bandai version as well, but he piloted a GM Cannon as well too. Yeah. Let's see, Briggsy says you could do ranks, MS teams, and other things like that on patches. If you can't now, maybe in the future, if you can find a company to do it for you. Yeah, they're out there. Yeah, but that's the one downside, is that I would, with something like that, you would have to buy, a minimum quantity, minimum order quantity, a MOQ, and then money up front invested, things like that. Again, like you said, maybe down the line. But then I'd have to worry about shipping and all of that myself, which time is a rare commodity for me right now. He says the Mars unit is of Xeon fake Gundam. Oh, that's why it's different. Okay. That's interesting. Sorvon says that Zaku tank post is showing now. Is it? Fucking YouTube. Hang on. Let's see. Sort by newest. Yep, there it is. What the actual hell? Thank you, Sorvon, for the heads up, buddy. I appreciate you, man. He says, I guess YouTube took its sweet time. Right? Right? Fuck's sakes. Sorvon, thank you, dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, let's go take a look at that. Yeah, so here's the Zaku tank. That's cool, right? Yeah, of course I can't get any bigger than this, right? But yeah, that's a cool... The whole lower, the tank, part of it is such a cool design. Those sweeping downward slopes here, in front of the treads, the little cannon there. I love that it's almost like a... You remember in that stupid movie Waterworld, they had the trimaran instead of a catamaran? Kind of like that. You got your main deal here, and then you got your two separated, tank tread pods or whatever. That's super cool. Yeah. I do like it. I do like it. The thing with these tank units, I think, irks me the most is that there's too much body, right? Because I think it would look much, much better if maybe this middle section were raised up and less of this connection part here, and maybe just, cut it right at the cables. Yeah, sorry, it's the designer in me coming out. I can't help it. Anyway, let's go back to camera one. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, Chris says, reposted the Motor King Zaku tank on the community. Oh, so he reposted it. That's probably why. Okay. Well, still. Julius has questions.
We have a question.
He says, any updates on you attending SCGMC this year? No. It more than likely is not going to happen, unfortunately, there, Julius. Money and time. It's just not in my favor at the moment. So, question 2. He says, will you have the South Burning Kangaroo patch for baseball caps and beanies? The Kangaroo patch is actually the Titans test team insignia. That's not South Burning's individual insignia. That's from the Titans test. No, not Titans test team. It's the Powered GM test team. There at Torrington base, and all of the test team members had that patch. And then they had their individual patches. Like Ko had his, individual patch, things like that. But yeah, from what I remember, that the Kangaroo with the plateau in the back was the Powered GM test team. I want to say Titan's test team because it just rolls off the tongue and it's been what I've been preoccupied with. But yeah, that's the Power GM test team insignia. Let's see. Bill says, I mean, you could do an inspired by version. True. That is true. I want to keep them as official as possible, though. You know what I mean? So I'll find a way. Let's see. Mike Dawson says the Mars unit is the F-90 Unit 2 captured by Xeon forces on Mars. There you go. ChatGPT should be able to find you a high-res version pretty easy. I didn't think about that. I just use Google and shit, but I'll have to go through that and do a search through GPT. Yeah. Burke says, you know, the next Logic version idea incorporating a train into your kit. Jesus. Kelvin says, Tim, that's my friend's railroad, which I helped build. My old, smaller had the same detail. My new railroad will have just as much detail. Rod Stewart has his model railroad built by someone else. Oh, see, Kelvin just dropped a mic on fucking Rod Stewart. He's just like, Kelvin's over here basically saying, fuck you, Rod Stewart, I did it myself. You had someone build it for you, you fucking poser. There is beef in the railroad community, I'm telling you right now. That's great. He says, I also used to build and restore model railroads as a side fun job. Oh, that's cool. That's cool as shit, man. The whole thing is awesome, Kelvin. The whole thing is awesome, dude. Let's see. Geo says the Mars unit spoke to me, told me that it wanted metallic blue inner frame. Love it. Todd's with us. What's going on, buddy? He says, hello, Tim. Hello, everyone. How is everyone? We're doing good, man. How are you? Bill says, Zaku Tank always makes me think of that movie, Robot Jocks. Yeah, since the main mech has that tank form. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, man. Yeah, to be fair, Robot Jocks was awesome. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. At least for the time. Yes, Bill. Yeah, the acting and everything doesn't hold up today, but my God, the nostalgia of those designs were just perfect. Andrew says, I thought the kangaroo was the Torrington Base logo. Torrington Base has its own insignia. It's blue and yellow, mostly. And then it's round, has a ribbon at the top that says Torrington Base. Inside it shows, it's a map of Australia with the big fucking colony drop crater out of it. So yeah, Torrington Base has its own official insignia, which will be in the store. Briggsy says the Zaku tank, a unit made of leftover parts from 2 destroyed units, the Zaku and the Xeon tank. I get it now. He says the 0083 helmet designs on shirts, hats, and things would be cool. Yeah, at least Ko's, because, you know, main antagonist and everything, at least Ko. Let's see, Kevin deleted the comment, but forget it, doesn't delete from Tim's head. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Or feed. It doesn't delete from my head either. But yeah, it doesn't delete from the universal feed. Sorry about that. My bad. Let's see. Chris says, posted 2 more pictures of the Zaku tank. We will take a look. Julia says, FYI, the mountain in the background of the Power GM patch is supposed to represent Ayers Rock. Yeah. I couldn't remember the name. But yeah, the kangaroo patch, which is amazing, by the way. It's such great graphic design. Simplistic, retro, very... kind of, it gives me that like mid-century modern feel, but in a patch. Oh, it's perfection. I actually have it. I have a T-shirt of it from back in the day, and I also have a sticker of it out on my spare fridge in the garage from back in the day as well. I love that. I love that insignia so much. It's great. Brandon says, an old hobby shop by me had a big railroad display. They set up the classic question of, do you let the train hit the group of people or pull the lever and have it only hit one? Oh, oh man, I love that. They leaned into it. I love that. Todd says, exhausted. Had a very busy day. Helped my mom, who's 87, do her monthly shopping. Oh, man. I can imagine. I can imagine. He says, got my 2 kits today. Right? Good kits, too. Todd got the Cassie, the high-grade Cassie, or Zai, or however the fuck you pronounce it. Big-ass kit, and I've only heard good things about it, so very cool. Brandon says, workers said 8 out of 10 adults would pull the lever. The kids let it hit the group. Oh, of course, because kids are dumb and have no morals. Kelvin says, Tim and Bill, I was going to put a better sentence. Oh, sorry. My bad, dude. Yeah. Sorry, Kelvin. we got it, though. We got it. Yeah, Bill says, all good, Kelvin. Brandon says, were you able to back it up and keep running over the people? Oh, fucking hell. Talk about, oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Whew, boy. Anywho, all right, so we're good and caught up with the chat now, an hour and 20 minutes into it. I mean, that's your typical Friday night stream here, boys. It's your typical Friday night stream. We do a lot of talking. And it's fun. It is a lot of fun. So, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get to it. Let's show you what we did yesterday. Kind of get caught up and back into the game of this thing here. So let's go super zoom. And let me grab. Oh yeah, I did do that, didn't I? All right, hang on one second. Let me grab a drink here. Updated the super zoom screen. So here we are. Incorporated this side bit here into the super zoom feed. Same great feed, just more information. And me. Not that you care, but whatever. Anyway. So, here's what we got done on yesterday's stream. I went ahead and scribed the pattern in yesterday just to get it done so that we could replicate it here, or at least try to, start to replicate it. But got this whole design done up here. Let me get the middle section off so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. There we go. That's real nice. That's real nice. And so basically what we got going here is same type of thing as in the front skirts, right? So you've got that same kind of quarter pattern, detail right there. Duplicated over here at the main corner, and then also at the top as well. Duplicated both there. Got kind of a cutout as I drop it twice. There we go. Fuck's sakes, man. But we got a cutout little pattern around this raised detail. I was originally going to have that be like a floating notch, but I decided against it, and I put in a raised detail that is actually beveled on both sides here. Let's see if we can get, will it focus? Will it focus? It probably won't focus. But you can kind of see the bevel there on top and bottom of that raised detail there. I think that's going to look real nice. And so brought this down, connected that line straight down here. Oh, you can actually kind of see it right there. And then the other panel line gets right wrapped around there and then goes right up the edge there. Yeah, you can kind of, yeah, there you can see it in the light. a little bit better. Yeah, I got the same kind of details here. On the edge here, there's a nice 0.3 millimeter line and some notches right there. Let's see if we can get you. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna really get seen. Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we're looking at. I think it came out real nice. Gives a nice big field here for like decals, something like that. And then this the unit that holds the beam sabers and everything, those will obviously drape down and you know, cover a portion of that. So yeah, I kind of want to leave kind of a nice big open space. So that's looking really nice. We also went ahead, excuse me, and scribed that middle section there. Just some basic box scribes, perpendicular lines, couple notches here and there. Rescribed. Oh, you can see my cut there. Look at that. It's healing nicely. I don't have a band-aid on it, but yeah, there's the horror. It could have been a lot worse, but you know, say la vie. Anyway, so this detail right here, this was a pre-molded detail that Bandai left in there, and it's actually one of the few, maybe the only pre-molded detail that I didn't absolutely hate. So what we did, and let me see if I can get a little closer here so you can see. Yeah, right there. So we basically draped the panel lines over just a little bit. Let me take this off here so maybe it'll focus a little bit better because it's focusing on the front of the skirt. Yeah, that's better. So we draped these lines just there we go. Fuck's sakes. Just over the sides, only a 0.5 millimeter. So that basically looks almost kind of like a lid almost coming off, right? But I really like the look of that. That goes down all the way on, you know, both sides there. And then those just straight lines down the front. So kept it pretty simple, pretty straightforward, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then here's the front skirt that we got done. And you can kind of see that nice raised detail, that kind of block of styrene right here. And then I went ahead and put in this notch right up here at the front. And I think that just sells the whole look. It brings it all together really nicely. So yeah, we're gonna keep that as is. I'm gonna go back and kind of bevel this added plate just around the sides just to tie that in. But yeah, that's looking really good. This strap right here, it's beveled on the top side and beveled on this side, so that looks really nice there. But yeah, front skirt essentially is done. So I dig that. I dig that quite a lot. And then on the waist unit itself, you can see how that is going to tie in. I still need to work on the crotch. That'll come later, but yeah, that's looking really good. Need to duplicate those details on the other front skirt, but again, that'll be off stream. That'll be for a later date. What I want to try and get done here is the detailing on the back skirt that we already did on the other side, and kind of get this moving and done. So that's what we're going to be working with. So first things first, we need to get the inner frame portion of this off of here. There we go. Very easy stuff. All right, so now then, order of operations and a lot of tape and measuring and stuff like that go into this. Yeah, so let's see. Where do we start first? What I'm thinking is we need to start by bringing this straight line up here, because that's a difficult line to that's a difficult line to scribe in, because your instincts on this beveled edge here is to go this way, but that's not how it's designed, and that's not how we're playing off of the shape that Bandai has given us. We need to come at this thing at almost like a compound angle and come straight this way and then up here. And it's not an instinctual feeling when you're scribing that, right? So we need to bring that up, and I did that using a scribing jig. Let me see which one it was. Was it 3.5 probably? Yeah, it was 3.5. All right, so what we're gonna do is just basically place this right on here, and that lines up perfectly with this inner edge right here to bring the line up. Now, what we need to do is measure how far we want to bring this line up onto the piece. Now, if I remember correctly, I used a scribing jig to make this line here. Let's see, what was it? Right there, was it 4? No. Was it 3.5 again? Yeah, okay. So it was 3.5. All right, cool. So that gives us a good reference point. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a small, kind of insignificant mark with a the backside of a fucking thing. If I could just hold it on here, that'd be great. Ugh, this is very annoying. There's no great place to hold it, you know? Alright, I'm just going to hold it just like that, use that. And again, going to use the back side of a knife and just make a very, very light scratch mark. A little harder than that. There we go. So that gives us a measurement of how far to bring this line up onto the actual piece itself. And it just so happens that we're going to be using 3.5 on the line here too. Now this, I can actually hold in my hand. Now, as with all of our original panel lines, 0.15, right? So the important thing is with this type of thing, we need to come in straight above and not angle, you know, like we tend to do. So we need to keep the chisel nice and straight here. And setting the line is absolutely crucial in this type of job. Alright, I think we got the line set here. It looks pretty good. And that looks nice and straight. nice and parallel with this. Now, the one thing that throws me off is that the shape of this negative space here, right, is tapered. So it's, you know, thinner up here as compared to the width down at the bottom, right? So you do have to turn the piece a little bit to make sure that it's parallel. At least, you know, by eyeball. So it can be difficult to ascertain if you're looking at it from the wrong angle there. Okay. All right, now we got it to depth. There we go. Good. All right. Now, let's get this top side line better set in here. There we go. All right. Excellent. All right, perfect. And that runs right into that corner there, and that's what we want. We want to simulate that separation there. So that's perfect. That's perfect. Okie doke. So now, my little wrap, there it is, my little wrap over piece of tape. This thing is super handy, because this is what I use now that we've got everything marked here. This is what I'm going to use on this other side here to bring that line up. So let's get this into place, get that set right there on the corner. That's why this piece of tape is so handy, and that's why I don't take the backing off, because I can just hold it in place and scribe against it. Super, super convenient. Now, there we go. All right, perfect. Now, that line also acts as one of the lines here for the corner detail as well, and I want to measure up from the corner raised, the corner of this piece up to the corner of the line itself, and see how far we go into this. So from there, we go up 3.5 millimeters into the piece itself. Okay, cool. So what we'll do, get this thing back on the line, and then 3.5 millimeters. Maybe there. Let's see how close I am to that. Almost dead ass perfect, but little far. It's about a 1/4 millimeter over. So we're gonna bring this line just underneath. All right. Line is set. Let's get it to depth. And if we need to extend it, we can. But I don't want to be overzealous at this stage. There we go. There we go. There's that line. Ooh, we got to catch up with the chat, don't we? It is, you guys are talking a shit ton here. All right, well, good deal. All right, let's do another quick measurement here from that edge. Oh, no, I was dead on with the first mark. Shit, okay. Well, goes to show you what I know. So we need to just extend this line here, and we just nibble away at material. And the measurements are super important here because this will dictate the shape of this corner piece, right? So we need to we measure up from the edge here, and that's your one connection point, your corner. We measure up from this line here. There's your other connection point. So the angle of this line is dictated by the measurements of both of those other lines. So to duplicate it properly, we need to make sure that our measurements are just goddamn accurate. And that is goddamn accurate. All right, let's get caught up in the chat real quick here, and let's go. Let's see. Let's see. Kelvin says, Tim, would you show the picture of the engines? Yes, I can. Sorry. I got caught up in the building itself, Kelvin. My fault, man. Let's see. Here we go. And we'll keep it on super zoom so you can see a little bit better. Ooh, look at that. Rio Grande 476. Look at the detail. Just the level of detail in that thing. My God, man. I thought my details were good. Fuck. Like, that's insane. Holy crap. Just like the railing and stuff and everything has got to be so intricate. Just insane. Ooh, and I see in the background. Oh yeah. Kelvin's got a chopper too. Hell yeah. Chopper gang. Let's go. Let's see the other one here. Here we go. That, I can't read the writing on that. Something railroad and lumber 361. Let's see if I can. Miniton. Oh shit, I can zoom in on these pictures. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. Miniton. Look at the fucking detail. Holy crap. Now that I'm zoomed in, I can see it even better. Oh, shit. Wow. Look at the little dude. Oh, yeah, look at that. All that piping and railing and everything. Oh, wow. Just wow. This is all super impressive, Kelvin. Super, super impressive. Look at the weathering on the front of the engine there. Wow. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Kelvin, hats off to you, buddy. That's super impressive. That is super, super impressive. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good at what I do, but like, I don't think I could wrap my head around the realism, like the realistic. Like, it would take me a long time to recreate something like an actual scale representation of, you know, a piece. You know what I mean? Like, I'd have to learn so much more. It's crazy. Let's see. He says, Todd says the box for the Cassie is huge compared to the normal size box. Yeah, it's a big boy. It's a big boy. Brandon says, LMAO, no, but when you let it hit the group, it would set off an... Going back to the you know, whether you let the train hit the group or pull the lever and let it hit one person. So Brandon says, if you let it hit the group, it would set off an alarm. I love this. Is this place still in business, Brandon? I really hope so, and I hope they still have this display up. Oh, man, it's brilliant. Todd says, and I got the Savior Gundam as well. Yeah, but obviously the Zai or Cassie or however you pronounce it, I mean, that's the headliner, let's be real. It's so impressive. Let's see. Bill says, which engines? Oh, no. Yeah. For his trains. Yeah, his trains. Conversation has been a bit all over the place, so he might need you to be more specific. Oh, no. When it comes to Kelvin, I know exactly what he meant. Todd says it's coming along nicely, Tim. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Andrew says, added 2 pieces of merch I got from Tim back in the day to the community. Aw. Let's take a look here real quick. Newest? Oh, yeah. See, there's a Torrington. Okay, cool. Let me show this. Yeah. See, there's the Torrington base insignia. Yeah, see, it's got that big frickin' crater there. Yeah. And the White Dingo. That's the old school White Dingo. Holy shit. Yeah. I got I have the other one. The one color. I like that one so much better than this. This is a little, The newer one is a superior design in my opinion. But yeah, there's the Torrington base. Yeah, that's their official insignia. See, I thought the ribbon was up at the top, but no, it's at the bottom. So, okay. Cool deal. Very cool. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that, buddy. Let's see. Kelvin says, I have the On 3 C19, K27, K28, and K36, and one K37. I'm sure those are train. I have no idea what those mean, but I'm sure they're trains. Fucking impressive. Let's see. Andrew says those notches at the corners of the skirt remind me of the RCS thrusters on Star Trek ships. And see, and that's the funny thing is that I filled those notches in with super glue and everything, and then I added my own floating notch in the corner, and we'll take a look at that here in a moment. Train engines, gotcha. Bill's like, I don't know either. Let's see, Andrew says, in the UC era, do we ever see any trains or train tracks? That's a good question. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sure there has to be, right? I'm sure there has to be. Bill says, I want to say, I think I remember there being trains in one of the anime. Yeah. Todd says Gundam 00 had orbital elevator trains. There you go. Andrew says, I know we see the boxy ones in colony shots, but I don't recall any freight style ones. I mean, there's got to be. It's a great efficient way to move freight, especially from one place to another, right? And you got to think about it too, since the UC is based off of Earth. Earth had trains. I mean, the infrastructure was there. I don't know. Anyway, Kelvin says, guys, I also do planes, armor, cars, sci-fi, old school Star Wars, grunt type only Gundam, but we'll be paring down in the near future. Yeah, Kelvin does a lot of shit, dude. Lots of shit. Very, very impressive. I'm still like in awe of the man shed. Like, oh. Bill says, I mean, I know there was a train track like system on the colonies. Yeah, I think it's for like people movers, kind of, right? Bill says, freight on Earth? No, but I think there was a scene with civilian transportation on trains in the original series. See, I want to remember that too. I want to remember that. I think I remember that. I don't know. Anyway, Andrew says, I'm just trying to figure out if something like an EMD would look right in UC era Dio. Interesting. Bill says, honestly, I would imagine that type of train would be relegated to use in places like Russia in the Gundam timelines. I don't know, man. I don't know. Andrew says, yeah, or sitting rusted on side with vegetation growing through it. Jesus. Or converted for use as a restaurant or house. Wow. Bill has a question for the chat.
We have a question.
Anyone else want to submit for this Zero Parts Given challenge? I would love to see what you have all come up with, and I would imagine we can afford to extend it out if you all want to join. Hell yeah. Ooh, see, look at this. Okay, Todd wants to know, what is the ZPG challenge? That's on the community. It's the pinned topic that Brandon posted. 0 parts given, weekly kind of deal that Brandon puts together. This week's challenge is to come up with like detail parts that you can basically find around the house, right? Bill says maybe we can get Tim to show off this latest challenge. Yeah, let's show it. Let's go back to the community. Hang on one second. And, come on, mouse. Get there. All right, here we go. All right. So here's Brandon's post. Again, this is the pinned post in the community on YouTube. He says, 0 parts given number 2. Did you know that basic Bic pens use a styrene body? They do. Or that old gift cards or credit cards are usually ABS plastic, but can be cut and used as plastic sheet/strips for details, panels, scratch building. He says this week's homework is all about finding those things around your house and building something with it. Below are a few photos of what I made a few years ago. Challenged myself to use pens to make something cool. It's a funky thruster of sorts, mostly made from pen parts, strips of styrene that was gifted to me, and detail parts for the cap and an RC antenna tube. Interesting. He says I could have used strips of gift card to band the thruster and a pen end cap cut down to cap the top of the thruster. It's goofy looking, but it was a fun exercise in making do with what I had on hand, right? So, yeah, and you can't fucking zoom in. I can't expand it. Stupid. But, yeah, so there's the front of the pen and everything. Yeah, these make, like, really good, like, little injector pieces, like, into the thrusters and things like that. Yeah, and it looks like cut the bigger tube to make the end caps and a third big pen tube to sleeve over the first. So these deals here, yeah, and see, look at that little thing just makes it. Used a styrene strip I was gifted to band around the cap. That's cool. Okay, so that's your pen cap there. The needle, pen tip comes out of there. Added more strips vertically. Sorry for the potato quality photo. You can see it though. You can make it out. And then yeah, see there's the injector. The deal where the fuel comes out and it goes you know. Slid the pen tube assembly into the pen cap and CA glued it in. Yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that. I mean, that looks good. Added some small details and notches around the thruster bell. See? Look at that. A little notchy notch right there. That looks good. And look, you got the little pen needle nib, whatever it's called, extended out just a bit. That's such a great look. I love that. Love that. Hell yeah. And then let's go back here. I know Bill posted something as well. Ooh, there's the other pictures that Chris posted of the Zaku tank. Sorry. Yeah, I do love that sweeping design down like that. That's such a cool look. Those big exhaust pipes on the back. Kind of sexy. Yeah. Anyway, good stuff there. Let's see. Oh, Bill said playing around with colors on the ImpCat app. It currently only has one Gunpla model file, and the paint files already on hand are the acrylics used for miniatures, but still a good app for testing out color combos. Interesting. Kind of cool. Okay, so here's Bill's post for this. He says here we have his entry in the latest Zero Parts Given assignment. Cord caps. What? Look at those. Those are cool, man. Those look like thruster bells, like the ones that you see like on a, like on the solid fuel boosters on like the space shuttle and everything. Cool as shit. All right, let's go see what Bill typed here. So they're cord caps for drawstrings, like on a hoodie. Huh? I didn't know they made such a thing. It was attached to a leftover ball joint. Then after some sanding, some zip ties were added down two sides. I think we should be looking at pictures too. And you can't expand. Okay. So sanded some zip. Okay. After sanding, some zip ties were added. Okay. So sanded one part flat, it looks like. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice detail right in there. Look at these are just, everyday caps from different little things, right? Oh, yeah. See that detail in there? That's really nice. Oh, yeah. See, okay, so cool. There's the ball joint. There's the zip ties down the side. That looks fucking dope, dude. Hell yeah. Then after some sanding, put down those two sides at the 4 cardinal directions on top. One of the 3 parts to a clothing snap was then added on top, and it is complete. If I was doing it again, might add some sort of needle or cone detail at the bottom, but not bad and pretty cheap. Hell yeah, I'd say that. What the hell? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is, but it's a cool shape. All right, we'll get back to that. Yeah, that's cool. Hell yeah. Next, we have a few other options for thrusters. The green one is a cap to some Gorilla Glue. If I were to use this, it would be just cutting it down to length and, yeah, there it is, and deciding which end I want to use. The yellow right here is the cap to some Lotramin for athlete's foot. It has a nice spike on top, and I just used a part of a button snap to add detail. So that's what that is. Where is it? Oh shit, now I see it. Okay. So basically these are snaps that you can get at a craft store. And a craft store is great for finding little doodads and stuff. So it says the yellow part, so the metal one is a thimble, and the third part of the button snap is glued inside. Oh, in there for detail, yeah. Okay. So this is the female side. This is the male side of the button snap. That's cool. Last, we have a project. This deal here, I intended for my primary entry, but I just ran out of time. Here we have the shell of a Loctite super glue. Really? That's what it looks like? Oh, that is what it is. Holy crap. I have one over here sitting on the desk. That's crazy. Okay. A Loctite super glue dispenser. Taking the innards out leaves you with this interesting shape. My plan was to cut up some old phone charging cords that had burned out and add them on the sides. Then there would be plenty of room for 3 good-sized thruster bells. I could then add some styrene to build a connection point on one side, while the top, where I started adding styrene, would be vents. Interesting. Okay, so there's the inside of... I'll be darned. Yeah, see, I have... we'll go back here in a second, but I have the same... I have the same freaking bottle. All right, hang on. Let's go back to camera 1. Yeah, oh. Yeah, I got the same bottle. Right? It's the same shape. But obviously Bill, took out the red parts, the bottom, the stickers, the top, everything. Just this black shell is what he had there. Huh. Kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I never looked at it in that way before, I just saw it as super glue that I'll not use in a long, long time, but hey, whatever. Mike Dawson says, I'm unable to join ZPG, sadly. Too much to do and not enough time. Oh, yeah. Mikey, you get a pass. You just bought a house, buddy. You get a pass. Andrew says, insane detail, Kelvin. Hell yeah. It was made good, Kelvin. I meant to say it looks good, Kelvin. Chat. Yeah. No, I get it. Kelvin says, got it. Mike Dawson says, I'd let it hit the group, not gonna lie. Wow. Willis is with us. What's going on, Wilson? So it looks like you are working on the rear skirts this evening. Yes. Between talking, which we're doing a lot of, answering a lot of questions and things like that. Todd says, well, guys, I'm about to clonk out. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Todd, you too, buddy. Take care, man. Take care. Andrew said, I meant the panels at the corners of the skirts. Yeah. Kelvin says the IBO series had trains. Wing and IBO had trains. There we go. Don't remember if Turn A had trains. Willis says Warren Pocket has trains. Chris says Gundam Wing freight trains with Leos when Wing goes boom. There we go. Andrew says true, but I'm thinking of UC Earthside. I know of the colony style sub that people, what people like, people subway people movers. There we go. He corrected himself. Chris said, episode 10, hero distracted by defeat. Bill says, I think as of right now, I'm the only one who has submitted for this latest ZPG. Is that right, Brandon? If so, I'm totally fine with extending it another week or 2 for more participation. Brandon says, sorry, had to jump out for a little, just got word my favorite professor turned friend passed away. Oh, shit, dude. Fuck, Brandon. Fucking life be lifing, man. Yeah, Bill says, sorry to hear that. Fuck yeah. He says, yeah, Bill, it's that's correct. Last time I looked, was going to run it another week. Okay. Yeah, I mean, dude, no pressure with any of this, honestly. No pressure. Let's see. Yeah. Andrew says, damn, Brandon, sorry to hear that. Yeah. Says, thanks, guys. Haven't seen him in a while, and his son just posted his obituary. Fuck. Still, though, still. Willis says, it sounds like your sound has been cut off. Was it? Is it? I don't know. Bill says, yeah, I'm always looking at plastic and metal things for how I can break them apart for interesting shapes. See, whenever I go into like a craft store, I'm always like on the hunt for little, like I said, doodads and stuff. Yeah, he says, Will, sounds good on my end. Try refreshing. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, no problem. Good. Julie says, sorry if I misunderstood, but is the kangaroo patch going to be an option on baseball caps and beanies? I will have to see. I haven't gotten to the hat files yet, so I'll have to see. I think that one is simple enough to where we could probably pull it off for embroidery on hats and beanies, but I have to check. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Right now I'm going through all of the t-shirt and hoodie designs since they're a little simpler to pull off, and kind of getting those loaded into the store, and then I'll circle back around and do the hat designs, stickers, and other things. So yeah. Brandon says 49 years old. Fuck. His son just graduated high school. God damn, dude. He's 2 years older than me. No, wait. Fuck, No, I'm 48. He's 1 year older. Was 1 year older than me. Shit, that brings it into perspective, doesn't it? Whew. Fuck a duck. I'm sorry to hear that, Brandon. God, his son just graduated high school. Fuck. I mean, Amber just graduated high school, so that's basically same type of thing. Shit. Well, if that doesn't remind you of how short time we have here, fuck a duck, man. Yeah, Brandon, I'm sorry, buddy. But and even though you haven't contacted or anything, but holy shit, man, that's still very, yeah. He had an impact, and that impact is long lasting, obviously. So, fuck. Julia says, thanks, Tim. Absolutely, Jay. Absolutely, man. Bill says, Tim, try looking up bell cord ends. Tons of them. You can get them, get like 30 metal ones for like $10 easy and in all kinds of shapes. Holy crap, I will. Hell yeah. Kelvin says, hey all, got to go. Hope to post just a build in about 2 months. Sweet. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Love it. Julie says, sorry, Brandon, I'm the same age as my mother when she passed away 27 years ago. Fuck. Yeah. That's rough. That's rough. Andrew says, anyone selling a master grade GM Sniper custom? I do not. I do not have one, unfortunately. Brandon says, just a reminder to reach out to your friends, even if it's been a while. You never know what tomorrow brings. Fucking hell, right? Bill posted bell cord ends, and we have a link to Amazon. Let's take a looky look. Oh shit, okay. What? Check this out, you guys. So look at these. These are bell cord, metal bell stopper, 5mm conical cord ends. Are they 5 mil in? Okay, so open diameter 5 mil. Okay, so 10 mil wide outside diameter. Okay. Okay, so 5 mil is the lower opening diameter. 8 mil is the larger opening diameter. Okay. Huh. Nice shape. Very nice shape. Okay, okay. Huh. Look at that. That's interesting. And look at this. They come in dark gray, gold, just straight silver. Huh. What the actual hell? Look at these. A little rough, but you can sand that down. And these are a little bit thinner diameter. So these 8mm wide diameter, 13 millimeters long. I mean, perfect sizing for thruster bells, right? Let's see what else we got here. Same type of thing. It's the same, yeah, same exact thing. Gold, gray, black, multicolor, and silver. So same thing as these. What else do we have here? Huh. Interesting, interesting. As it spins. Come on, Amazon, get your shit together. Fuck's sakes. Okay, here's some more. Let's see what we got here. Is it just gonna spin? Yeah, it's just gonna spin. Oh, fucking Amazon. Assholes. Anyway, all right, let's go back here. So, good stuff there, Bill. Good stuff, man. Let's see, Brandon says, sorry, Julius, that's crazy to think about. Yeah, for real, right? It makes you think about morbidity. Andrew says, sadly, I don't know how to reach them anymore, Brandon. Yeah. Sometimes people grow apart, you know? And Bill says, that is just an example. Hell yeah. Interesting parts. Interesting little parts. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, kiddos. That's where we're gonna punch out for the day. It's 12:11 local time. So yeah. Anywho, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. Yeah. Build something cool, and just have a great weekend. Just have a great weekend. Yeah. So. All right, you guys. With that being said, don't forget to sign up for notifications for the store. Go hit that link, get notified. You'll get a nice discount in the email when the store is open. Yeah, I'll be back here Monday night, so come on back for that. We'll continue working, and yeah. So stay tuned for the end credits, you guys. Have a great one. See ya.